I'm very happy to be completely responsible for your gratitude,
Of
Anthony.
course. But like you want to know something else? Like we're talking about before, like separating from the whole clout chasing
Yeah.
and dopamine mindset. You know what's really been keeping me in line, man? Gratitude. I come
Yes.
up with a list of
Big
10.
represent.
Oh, minimum. At minimum, I'm not kidding. Every day, 10 items of gratitude at minimum that I write down every single morning.
I think you challenged
And
me to this before, and I have not done it because I'm a fucking pussy. 'Cause I'm terrible.
well, I never used to do it. Like even when I may have told you to do that, and I probably wasn't doing it myself, but now I'm doing it.
That's fair.
I
That's
told you,
fair.
yeah, and now I'm doing it, and it's like, whoa, what a difference, man! I should have been doing this all along, but you can't get yourself to do things that you're not ready to do yet. You know?
That's true. That's true. If there's one thing that I think is the proper cure to the clout chaser problem that we were talking about, 1,000%, I think it's gratitude. And like gratitude and humility are like kissing cousins, two sides of the same coin type of thing. And I want to make sure I am very clear to anyone that hears me use the word humility. I don't mean just putting yourself down. I don't mean like lowering who you are. I mean full acknowledgement of the truth about yourself, and that is a very complicated thing. Obviously it starts with some amount of mortality and fragility, because I mean we're human, we're flesh and blood, but at the same time, like, that also is an acknowledgement of the beauty of the weird fucking complicatedness that you are,
Hmm.
like it's a mixed bag.
Believe believe it or not, and you might find this to be, interesting, because I told you that when I first started out, I felt like there were at times I was too cool for certain people. I'd and whatever. And I don't know, I can't give you any specific examples, but I definitely feel like that when you're really on top, or like you're getting shared all over the place, like, yeah, it's definitely your ego is getting fed, even if you don't want it to. Even if
thousand
you really
percent
don't want it to happen, it's happening. Like, so, like, whether you like it or not. But believe it or not, the thing with me, that I've had a real difficult time. If I'm going to be really honest, a real difficult time that I'm getting better with now is to actually speak nicely about myself to myself when it comes to my, well, I mean, just in general, but specifically when it comes to my career in music. Like, I had to, like, me's having some kind of positive affirmation saying that I am a successful musician, okay, is very difficult for me to say.
and
That's a difficult thing.
even harder for you to accept. Like, fuck,
It is.
that's
It's
fucking so
yes.
hard.
And I think that that's probably like a lot of people who are clout chasing in this genre or whatever, they probably have a very similar struggle, because they don't think they're there yet, or
the the
they feel like they're
imposter
constantly
the imposter syndrome's real, man. It's very real.
right. It's exactly it. And I'm like, man, I I started to embrace it. I started to embrace the fact that, there are people who really who love the stuff that I do, that they're not thinking in terms like I'm thinking. Like, I got people, literally I have people that look up to me and what I do, okay? And I put out videos, and they're excited to see my videos, and little do they know that there have been times where I was having a hard time even making these videos, because I felt like I felt stupid making them, because I felt like I wasn't doing something I was excited about, or and they're excited about it. You know what I mean? And here's the best part. When I going back to when I talked to you about when I mentioned how I opened up and was vulnerable to my audience, then I go and pour out my problems to these people that look up to me. No wonder why they're concerned. I'm like, wait, this guy that I look up to, he's having problems. They feel bad. It's like you're putting too much. weight on these people that actually they care. They do care.
They do fucking
This is
care.
why you need to stop yourself and say, and accept that. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a position, I mean, I can't speak for everybody. I can
Yeah.
speak for myself.
Yeah.
You know, people give a shit. They do. I mean, like these people, there are people who watch my video, like they care in a sense of like a fan who cares, like they're
Yeah.
fans.
You got a good white pill going here. Keep moving. Keep going.
Yeah. So people do give a shit, and they see it differently. Like it's a really it blows my mind to think about it. Like when I consider the other side that's not tainted by all of the shit that all of this negative self-talk and the second guessing that I do. That's all like this little voice that's trying to tell you something different than the truth. That's not like their perception. Like there are people who really see things differently. They see it like just they take it with a grain of salt. Um,
Yeah.
and uh,
Yeah.
and that's been helpful. That's been helpful to me lately.
Dude,
I haven't actually put that into words. That's why I'm a little. I was trying to find the right words right there
yeah, good.
to kind of because it's the first time that I'm working this out.
This
in
format
like
is the
articulating
best.
it.
This format is the best place to have forgiveness for not being perfectly verbed and
Right.
one. Okay, if I can. Yes, I've watched a lot of Jordan Peterson. One of the greatest lessons that I took from him and all the mistakes that he's made with his media shit is don't be afraid to take a moment and digest your thoughts before you fucking speak them. And I think giving people that moment of silence to not expect anything immediately, to give them patience and to give them grace to be able to have that moment of humanity to
Right.
properly run through something. And even still, the answer still might be I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like that's something I've been working a lot on over the last few years. But yeah, also with what you're saying about people care, that is one of the big reasons why I would love, and I still haven't put all of my thoughts together on this yet because it works. It's in a complicated economic system, but I think the best way forward for art right now, in my opinion, would be the patronage system. 1,000%. Instead of people paying directly for art like it's a product, although you can have that option, just not like demanded, not a social expectation. Maybe it would even be a social expectation to a degree, but really more having it come from the fact that the people fucking care, and the people that care more are willing to invest more into you, and the people that care less will be like, you know what? I listened to this song once. And I thought it was pretty fucking cool. You moved me enough that here's a buck, here's a fucking buck. And I mean, it's not a lot, and maybe some might even argue it's not enough, but it's something. And I think that will also drive the meritocracy side of music more as well, into merits that we maybe haven't even fully conceived yet. Right now the merits are who do you know, how do you get access, and how do you stay sexy enough to make a profit for someone else, not for yourself. Those are the merits right now, and those are fucking objectively fucking terrible merits for art.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a patronage system would be less reliable, which sucks, definitely sucks, but it could also be more reliable for artists who wouldn't have an income otherwise because they wouldn't get access. And on top of that, it keeps them a little more fucking honest. Now, you're still going to have the problem of audience capture, but audience capture still fucking exists even with the existing label system, because the audience capture is how is the audience responding to you so that your label gets fucking paid and gets a return on their investment. So like that, when you drop that white pill that there's people who actually fucking care about you and care about what you do, that to me is like self-evident that the patronage system can fucking work. Again, I still haven't fucking figured out all the details yet, and I wouldn't want to throw it out there as like the end all be all solution without really sitting down and properly planning it and examining it. But man,
Right.
that really speaks to the heart for me, dude. Hey, this is Mike. This is part of a larger podcast that I recorded with Anthony Vincent that'll be uploading soon. I wish I had an actual schedule for you, but this is still very new to me. But if you want to see that entire conversation, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss it. Thanks, y'all. Stay awesome.